Hey Murfreesboro City, this is Dr. Heiser. I am the physical education teacher at Reeves-Rogers Elementary School. And as you can see, we are not in our gym today. We're over at City Hall, and they're going to help us out by giving us a place to show you some inside physical education activities that you can do. Now, on those days that it's not raining, go outside. You've got to get outside, get some fresh air, take a walk, take a bike ride with your family. So spend some time outside when you can, but when you can't, and you've got to be inside, we've got to come up with some things that you can do. All right, my boys at school, the best thing they love to do is play basketball. Every single time they come to PE, they want to know, are we playing basketball today? Well, you can't play basketball in the middle of your living room. So let's see if we can come up with a way that you actually can play inside without destroying your parents' best lamp, all right? One thing we can do is come up with a goal. Now, one of the goals we can use is simply a laundry basket. I brought some things in with us today to use that are from my house. So you might have a laundry basket at home that you can use. So here's one of the ways that we can make a goal. Now, we got to come up with some balls that are soft enough that they're not going to hurt anything. So how about some stuffed animals? These are some stuffed animals from my grandkids that I've got at the house that we use. Got a giraffe here. This one is my dog's favorite toy. So I've got to get this back to her when we're done. But this is Bella's favorite toy. So let's use some stuffed animals and see if we can use those for our balls for our target. If you have a soft ball to use, something that's not going to hurt anything, try that. If not, then let's see if you can use a stuffed animal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back. Your goal is just to see how many of those you can get in a basket. So we're going to do a little shooting contest here, and I'm going to see if I can get all these stuffed animals in that target. There's 3 of them. There's 4, and I'm going to go ahead and do these other 2, and you can try to beat my score, okay? So I've got 5, and now there's 6. So how could we make this a different game? You can change it to who can get the most baskets in. Maybe you and a family member are trying to do it at the same time, or you see how many you can do in a row, so you can challenge your family member to beat your score. But boys and girls, remember, every game you play, it's just a game. If you win, don't brag. If you lose, be a good sport and congratulate the winner, okay? Just remember, it's just a game. Have good sportsmanship with the games that you're playing. So this is one of the things that we can do at home. Let's see if we can come up with another one. Now, one thing you can do, if your brother or your sister is littler than you and you need to change the difficulty of this game, let's see how we can do that. Maybe we can take these out, and in your bowl, we can put something smaller. Go in your kitchen, find a mixing bowl, something in your kitchen, a pot or a pan that you can use, and that becomes your target instead of the big basket. Don't have a ball? Take a sock, roll a sock up. You can use that. You can use a washcloth, put a rubber band around it. So those can be what you're going to use now for your ball. So again, we're trying to get that. And in this one, a little bit harder to do, but that's one way that you can challenge somebody else in your family that might not be as good as you are. You can go further back, or you can use something smaller and make it a little more even or challenging to yourself. Okay? So that's laundry, basket, basketball. All right? Let's see if we can do a different game that you can do at home. Now, the ring toss, you don't have a ring toss at home. I didn't either, so we had to make one up. So here's what you can do to make your rings. Take a paper plate and cut the middle of it out. Be careful when you do that. Make sure you've got some help if you need to. So you can end up with some rings to use for this activity, small ones or big ones. I took my paper towel holder and just took all the paper towels off, so that became the target that I'm going to use, okay? So what I found out is when you're doing this game, if you do a ring, some of these rings are not that heavy, all right? So if I toss this with a ring it doesn't go very far. So what I found out is I had to actually use that good old engineering design process, okay? Got to use that engineering design process to figure out what the problem is with this game. So one thing that we had to do was we had a problem. We had to figure out how to change this paper plate and make it easier to use on that paper towel. So we had to do a little brainstorming, okay? Then we built something else. What we found out is that maybe if we added some pennies to the inside of the paper plate, it made it fly a little bit easier, okay? So we taped some pennies onto the back of the paper plate, and then we tested it, and we found out that it went a little bit farther, a little bit smoother, and it made it land on our target, okay? So, got to use some of those school tools. You're not out of school just because you're at home, all right? So make sure you're still thinking. We've got some of the most creative students in the world in our school system, and I know you guys can come up with some ways to make this work. If that's not a good enough thing that you want to do, change it yourself. Change the game. You can always change any game when you're playing it. Just make sure you don't change it in the middle of the game, okay? That's a little not fair. Make up the rules beforehand and then try to play those games. If you want to make this one harder, you can use the smaller rings, a little bit harder than it is to use the bigger rings, okay? But what if you don't have a paper towel stand? What are you going to do if you don't have that? Well, let's take a cup. Let's see if we can put our paper towel holder inside the cup. But we've got to be able to make this heavy enough so that it's going to hold this flimsy paper towel holder and not fall over when we're playing the game. So we had to, again, use our engineering design process. How could we make this heavy so that we could stick this in? And guess what we found out? If you take the cup and you put rocks in your cup, and don't use a glass when you do this, then you've got a way to play the game without having a paper towel holder. So then you can use it this way, all right? So that's our ring toss game. Again, challenge a family member, see if you can beat mom or dad, see if you can beat your brother or sister, and that's one way that we can play another game. Cups are a great thing that we can use. So we're gonna go from this cup to a set of cups and see if we can play another game, all right? So if I've got a set of cups here, easy game that I can do, number one, is just taking 2 cups and using those as a toss game, okay? So I can have 1 ball, I can have my brother or sister have a ball, and from here, I can do this back and forth. Now, since we're socially distancing right now, I don't have a partner over here. I gotta do this on my own. So I'm gonna play this game by myself, and I can just see how high I can go, or how many catches I can do on my own. But if you have a brother or sister, then you can play, one of you can have a cup, the other one can have the other cup, and you go back and forth. Again, gives you a way that you can play a game inside your house that's not going to destroy your living room, okay? So we've got our cup challenge. Another thing we can do with cups are great. You just got a few cups in the house, you'll be able to come up with some games. We can do a cup stacking challenge with our cups. Okay, so for our cup stacking challenge, you're going to take 6 cups because you're going to make a pyramid. When you make your pyramid, you got to think what we've got on the bottom. We've got to have 3 cups, that's right. 3 on the bottom, 2 in the middle, 1 on the top. So what I'm going to try to do is stack these cups as fast as I can. So I'm going to do a practice round here. And then we take them down. So your challenge is how fast can you stack the cups? And then again, you challenge a family member. So we'll do a little bit of a test here. All right, I'm going to give myself a timer. And ready, and time. Here we go. 1, 2. See if we can get these cups kind of stick together, so you got to be careful. Okay? And we've got 7 seconds. All right? So see if you can beat my score at home. All right? Let's do one more thing with cups, and then we're done with cups. The cup game, you can set up a shuttle run with your cups. Now this one, you got to be careful. You got to be safe if you do this in your house, because you don't want to hurt anybody with where you set these up. So we've got our cups set up. And what you can do in this one is doing just a zigzag run. So from here, I'm going to go all the way around each cup, zigzag around, get to the end, and work my way all the way back. So you can try to do it against another family member, or you can do it for time. If you want to add another challenge to this, take all of those stuffed animals that you had earlier and put them at the end of your cups. So now maybe you have 3 over here, and your brother or your sister have the other 3 that are over here, and you're going to do a run. When you get to the end, grab one of the stuffed animals. So from this one, I'm going to zigzag all the way through again, pick up a stuffed animal, take it back, and kick a cup, and put it down. And then you keep going, okay? So that's one way that you can challenge somebody else in your house. All right, so remember, boys and girls, while you're at home, make sure you try to do something kind for somebody else. Say thank you, help clean up maybe, help make a meal, whatever you can do to help make it like a calm time at home. We really are missing you at school. We can't wait till we can get back. But remember, at Reeves-Rogers, we always say, be respectful, responsible, and do the right thing. So remember, boys and girls, if you're looking for more activities like this that are art, music, PE related, we've got those on the cityschools.net website. Look for the Home to School tab and look those up. We've got art activities, music activities, PE activities, all for you.